Alright, going live. I am sending this out on FB with the wrong thumbnail because they cache an image of the thumbnail and don't let you change the image on the fly. Like, you can't just upload an image that would work better for your shit. Um, so it's been a few days. I've been trying to get a bunch of shit going and work on a few things that need to be worked on. Um, but I was actually gonna be on time today. I had a shorter workout and everything. Um, but something relevant to the topics I was already gonna discuss came up right before I started. So I'm gonna go over that and and cover the fact that Teespring has now lied many times about the nature of a bunch of things, not the least of which is my campaign and a bunch of other people's. Um, so I'll get into that, and I do want to issue a warning. I'm gonna fucking get up in the middle of this and pay my rent. Landlord's coming around. Um, Probably 30 minutes. So if you see me get up, that's why I'm doing it. All that aside, I was sick yesterday and the day before. Uh, and a couple days ago, I couldn't even fucking pronounce my A's. This is the first time I've been sick since I've been here. So it's actually a pretty good record, all things considered. And I think the environment here is better for my lack of illness in a lot of ways. Not the least of which is that the wetter soil provides less dust. So, all that aside, this is still brought to you by Love Java, Performance Butter Coffee with MCT oils and CBD oil. If you want something for analgesics and alertness, feel free to check out lovejava.com. It's still brought to you by necrotopiarpg.com. If you want an apocalyptic role-playing game to play with your friends on the tabletop, feel free to hit up necrotopiarpg.com. The first campaign is you fighting Satan, so if you ever wanted to get your kicks on that, you could definitely do that by going to that page. Also sponsored by Liberty Under Attack publication, full service publication of your Liberty book. If you've got a book that you need published, feel free to head over there. They do narration, binding, production. They even sell it on their site. So feel free to hit them up, and if you say Jeremiah sent you, they will give you 20% off. Additionally, brought to you by LibertyProfessionals, who will help you secure your home, small business, and life. It's run by a residential security expert who is also an ASIS board-certified physical security professional. He has all the necessary tools in his toolbox to bring you peace of mind and stability for the future. Support Liberty businesses and these streams by heading over to libertyprofessionals.com to get your consult today. And if you need work done in the Virginia area, they do missing persons investigations, skip tracing, and more. Contact them for more info. That is libertyprofessionals.com. Those are the sponsors. Every time you support the sponsors, you support me. So feel free to keep me in that regular money by supporting any of the sponsors there, or by going to Patreon or PayPal or any of the links in the description. They all work. So feel free if you're into that. And if you want to see these aimless, rambling shit streams continue, feel free to support the people who make this happen. Because without that, I would just be a ranting insane person on a street corner. Now I'm a ranting insane person in a desk. So it's so much different and better. I think the only difference is I'm not getting a sunburn. Anyway, self-deprecating bullshit aside, let's get the Teespring lie out of the way. And it is very much a lie. I've been accusing a lot of people of lying lately, and they're liars, so that helps, right? Let me get to this to the chat first. First off, Patriot Finian says, "Greetings and sorry for missing the start." I don't think you missed much. I was mostly just saying that I was sick and that I would be getting up in the middle to pay rent, that sort of thing. I don't think you missed much. But I was sick for a couple days, so I postponed a lot of productions that I was going to do, because not being able to pronounce fucking A's is kind of a problem for anarchists. Fucking anarchists would have been what it sounded like. Fucking... yeah, so it was actually meant to start earlier. But an update related to the first topic, which is Teespring being a pack of fucking liars, came in my email. So for those of you who don't know, who haven't been following the saga, basically, I started a guest shop on my Teespring. And I wanted it to be an option for not only myself, but other graphic designers to be able to showcase their work, get their names out there. And the first design I had out there was well in line with many of the other ones that they have on their fucking site. And was totally copyright accessible. The whole thing was legal, and it was 100% okay. So naturally they lied and said that it was a copyright infringing work. So I'm gonna show their lie, their absolute fucking bullshit lie that they sent me related to this. And then I'll show you the follow-up bullshit, because look, if they didn't stop me from doing something that's totally legal with government propaganda posters, manipulating a government propaganda poster, right? And if they didn't unilaterally enforce this policy against me while so many other people violate in the same way, by posting Rosie the Riveter parodies, then I wouldn't have a problem. But that's all this was. It was a parody of the 1943 We Can Do It Rosie, which is not copyrighted. You can look that up. The only one that's copyrighted is the chick with her fucking sandwich. And I don't believe in intellectual property to begin with. I'm an anarchist asshole, and I don't believe it's possible to, make the claim that me copying an image is somehow theft. I think that's asinine, moronic, and incredibly vapid. But, that's a separate subject, because this one is straight up lies. They first accused me, and I'm going to pull up the screen here. Hello, we are writing to you today because your campaign, Fuck Legality, Rosie the Riveter parody, at teespring.com/fucklegality, has been terminated early due to content concerns. It appears your campaign may be using content owned by a third party. We appreciate that intellectual property problems can happen inadvertently, and have published some guidelines to help clarify how intellectual property works here. Please take the time to familiarize yourself with these guidelines, as if I didn't already fucking know. As if I didn't already, make all the necessary, I researched this shit. I'm a graphic fucking designer, and I know this was not a violation of anyone's IP. Venting and angry. So they said, if we have included a notice attached to this notification, and you disagree with the claimant and believe that the removal of the content is the result of a mistake, for example, that you have authorization or misidentification, you can send us a counter notice by filling out a counter notification form. So basically, they accused me of violating somebody's copyright, which is a lie. The We Can Do It Rosie is not copyrighted, nor is any other government paid propaganda poster. That's fucking bullshit. You can't do that. You can't have a publicly funded piece of art, and I use that term loosely since it was specifically designed to drive people to the war effort. So it's probably closer to propaganda than art. You can't call that, especially something that's fallen into the public domain years and years after its publication. You can't call that an IP violation under any score because Teespring doesn't own it. No artist on Teespring owns it, and so their argument is automatically bullshit. So I sent them a much more civil way of phrasing it than this, but that was still implying I was not very happy with what they were saying, and I didn't get a response for hours. So I sent them a tweet about this, and let me just get to this tweet here, because this tweet led to their reply, which was, so Teespring is lying about a copyright infringement, claiming my Rosie the Riveter is copyrighted. They say multiple violations could shut down my whole store, so I might lose all my merch soon. They're committing fraud if they claim anyone on their site owns Rosie. Liars. And for people who didn't see that part, because I didn't fucking scroll down, and my sponsors are kind of blocking that right now. I gotta figure out a way to change that. Maybe just make it a box. It says, repeat violation of our policies will result in account termination. So please be sure to check any remaining campaigns for possible policy violations. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. So this is such asinine trash because they said in their fucking stupid reply, oh shit, I didn't mean to have it scrolled up this high actually. Let me move over here. I just fucking whatever. It was public. The woman posted her email for no reason really. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They say, "Hi, we're more than happy to review this for you. Please DM us your account email and we will look into this for you right away." So I did it, even though I didn't think it would do shit. And lo and behold, it didn't do shit. Because I'm gonna make absolutely sure I have this framed right, because I did DM them my email. Because when I sent them my email, yeah, this is framed right, they fucking didn't reply. So I sent them my fucking email, and then a little bit later I said, right away, huh? Because they said right away, and it had been hours at that point. Hours since I posted the thing, hours since it got rejected, hours since, so it had already been hours by the time I sent them my email. And then I sent them my email, and right away turned into October 7th, which was a full day later. And they're like, "Hi there, how can we help you?" So I said, seriously? Because they should know this. This should be indexed somewhere. They should have a 3x5 card next to whoever's handling my case. And there's they didn't respond, okay? So they didn't respond, and I said, hello? And then they responded last night, relatively late or whatever. And I said, we are happy to help. Are you a buyer or seller? I'm a seller. You can't see that from looking up my account, is what I said. And I was irritated, because it's fucking irritating. And so 23 hours, I responded to them right away, right? Because I'm interested in getting my account, back in good standing and getting my fucking listing back, which somebody else worked hard on, and which, would benefit my store and isn't a violation of fucking anything. So then I said, fucking what is that? Like, uh, 15 hours later, hello? And they're like, we're sorry for any frustration. We have many customers, buyers, and sellers that we work with across several different platforms, social media, live chat, and email. So it's not always easy for us to know right away without further information. I see further information, and then they say, I see you have a seller account. That was all the information you needed, jackass. Um, And after a little further digging, it seems you're reaching out to us regarding a disabled listing. Unfortunately, there can be a number of things that may have caused that flag. You can email ipescalations@teespring.com for further assistance if you're 100% sure you received this message in error. Our IP team will be happy to give you more specific information as their IP experts. Really sorry for the trouble with this again. So, my response was, I already filed a counterclaim and got no reply. Why is that? And a better question is as to why you think Rosie the Riveter is owned by anyone on your site. That's fraud and a lie. I mean, it's been days and your escalation department escalated nothing. All while this is the most information I've gotten in days from a support team who said they'd get back to me right away. Am I not supposed to be frustrated? When will my existing counterclaim be addressed? How long does it take to get a counterclaim addressed? I sent you my email per your request, so you should be able to see my counterclaim and tell me why you think you own a public domain piece of government art from 1943. If you can't, I want my listing re-enabled with no additional work on my end. I've already put more time into defending fair use than anyone should have to, and if you really care about those, quote, many customers, buyers, and sellers, righting this obvious wrong should be easy. I'll await your response. And so they said, I'm so sorry. I can't speak as to why you haven't yet heard back, but I will reach out to the IP manager to ensure that someone makes sure you hear back as quickly as possible. Email responses are typically received within 24 to 48 business hours. So sorry for any delay again. So, that's trash. That is utter fucking bullshit from Teespring. Because they're changing the reason now. Now, I'm no longer being accused of IP violation. I'm no longer being accused of copyright infringement. I'm being accused of violating their content policy in terms of the words that I used. So let me go over this a little bit, so that you can see exactly the level of grade A fucking bullshit we're dealing with here. I'm closing the email related to the copyright thing. This is the email that I got today. Hi. The campaign in question was removed with, an enter for no reason, for featuring keywords related to fuck, slavery, Nazi, Redbubble, which are all not allowed on the Teespring platform. Please provide an updated campaign design without the infringing content so we can reinstate the campaign. Your current campaign description is... In issues of ethics, whether or not something is legal should be the furthest from your mind, so I requested an altered form of the Rosie the Riveter propaganda and completely changed the meaning. No longer is she riveting for the state. Now she takes up arms in the struggle against them, and she's pissed. If you're angry too, this shirt is for you. And I included a quote from Walter Williams, which is fine. And he says, how does something immoral when done privately become moral when it's done collectively? Furthermore, does legality establish morality? Slavery was legal. Apartheid is legal. Stalinist Nazi... Oh man, Stalinist Nazi and Maoist purges were illegal. Clearly, the fact of legality does not justify these crimes. Legality alone cannot be the talisman of moral people. And then I included a link to the artist's Redbubble, which I will do again, because it's not a violation of policy to talk about Redbubble. So let me be real fucking specific, that it's so goddamn laughable that they're claiming that my content is wrong because it has the word fuck in it. And the reason that's laughable is because as I'm going to show you, I've got proof. They have tons of fuck campaigns on their site. They have tons of slavery campaigns on their site. And they're not pro-slavery, and neither is mine. They're not pro-Nazi, and neither is mine. But you know what? To their credit, they don't have anything that's searchable with the words Redbubble or Nazi. So 2 of those are correct, but the other 2? Totally fucking bullshit. So they're unilaterally enforcing this bullshit on my account. Now, the shirt didn't have anything to do with Nazis. The shirt didn't mention Nazis, it didn't mention slavery, and it didn't mention Redbubble, but it did have the word fuck, which is not wrong. And it's also why I'm going to get demonetized when I do get my fucking ability to get super chat and members, which will be the only ways I can profit off YouTube, because I'm going to get demonetized because I don't mind saying fucking fuck. So feel free to subscribe and like and all this. But basically, this is their reason. You can't have something with fuck in it. Like, okay, so to their credit, they don't have listings relating to Nazi, right? I did a search to make absolutely sure about the terms that they mentioned. Nazi and Redbubble. They don't have anything related to either of those, right? So, fine, okay? But they have a ton resulting from slavery. Like, all these things are things you can Google for the word slavery. And how does that work? Oh, well, it works because... Hold on. It works because... And don't you love their fucking front-end model? Jeez, how could you... Never mind. I'm not going to fucking just insult somebody's appearance. All of these shirts have slavery in the description, or they wouldn't be showing up. All of them. 399 results for slavery, and you're telling me you don't allow it? Some of them with the word slavery in the fucking shirt, in the fucking design. And good. Fuck slavery, right? Right? But you're not allowed to say that. No longer a slave. Ooh, you quoted a Bible verse. Banned. Right? Can we realize how stupid this is? How asinine this is? And you know, so that's slavery. You got 399 results for slavery, right? And here's fuck. 10,227 results for fuck, right? So many fuck. So much fuck. Fuck everywhere, you know? Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Everywhere, right? So, you're allowed to say fuck as long as you're not saying fuck legality. You're allowed to say fuck if you're saying fuck Trump, but not if you're saying you're an anarchist, right? You can just make this uninventive shirt just impact font saying fuck Trump. If you like Trump, fuck you too. But you can't say... You can't say fuck legality. You know? I just... No. No, you're lying, Teespring. And the lie is very obvious. They're lying about the content of their guidelines. So, yeah, I'm a little bit peeved. Because This was sent an hour ago. I'm still freshly angry about it. They're lying. They're lying about their content standards. And it's really fucking obvious that they don't actually care about whether or not they're making this right, because they're changing now the reason from IP infringement to a bunch of bullshit that doesn't apply. I can't make a shirt that says fuck Nazis, which is a plan I had, I guess. Because that's both fuck and Nazi, and you're not allowed to have any of those in your campaign. What the fuck is this? So, I don't know. I really get heated about IP. I think the fact that big corporations are claiming ownership over such a wide swath of culture is trash, and I hope it dies someday. Along with all the lawyers that profit off of disputes relating to it. At least, not on the defendant's side. Uh, I just, I hope they all find some way to suffer. Because I can't stand the idea that copying something, not stealing it, but copying it, or parodying it, is somehow wrong now. But now they're not even saying I violated IP, because they know that if they claim ownership over Rosie the Riveter, there are millions of people who are going to sue that ass. So they just call me on the words I use. You can't quote Walter Williams on Teespring. You can't be anti-Nazi. You can't be anti-slavery. You can't mention that you have a Redbubble too? What the fuck is that? And you can't say fuck. Well, 10,000 plus people dis the fuck agree with you, Teespring. Have you considered not being cunts? So yeah, I'm a little bit peeved. And my entire store might get shut down for rebelling like this and not just rolling the fuck over and taking it. But I don't actually care. They can suck my ass. Once I finally get this final screw out of my laptop, I can pull the hard drive out. And when I do, I have all the designs that I've already posted to Teespring. And I own those designs. I can post them anywhere the fuck I want. So if you want to close my store because I said fuck you, you fucking bitches. Suck my ass, do it. I dare you. I double dare you. Anyway. I was just a little bit angry with that. Now let's get into the rest of the show. After I check chat, because I've been so focused on everything else that I have not done that yet. Oh, where is chat? Sorry, I've got too many windows open pretty much constantly. Chat. Troll with a Purpose says, I'm anticipating the day in 20 years or so when the beard goes gray and you're there with the end is nigh sign. Right? Yeah. You can't do that, though. You're not a feminist. Supposedly it's Norman Rockwell, and the copyright has never been enforced. You're the first. Ours is right away in business term. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, see, so, yeah, they have so many Rosie the Riveters on there, so many different Rosie the Riveters, that for mine to be the only one banned is suspicious as goddamn motherfuck. But somehow I'm banned. Somehow you can't buy my design. Well, somebody else's design, anyway. Like, they didn't even post this anywhere before. This was a totally original design, except for the general framework template. Mad Warrior says, they just wanted you gone for no reason. They're using this for an excuse. Smells like censorship. They don't like you, so they nitpicked you off their website. Yeah, that would not fucking surprise me. Their minds are full of fuck. Yes, yeah. This is hilarious. Yeah, well, I don't know. I get absurdist when I'm angry, and I'm extremely angry right now. So I'm probably sounding like a guy off the rails and, channeling my inner whatever, Stanhope Burr kind of mentality. But I'm just, I get really irritated about IP. I get really irritated about people lying about me, especially big corporations. For instance, if you like this video, please throw a like and a sub, blah, blah. Because YouTube is trying to censor me based on IP2. Like, I went over that same shit, like, last week. But, fucking... Yeah, well, I'm a lot more than just a little bit mad. I try not to go full gallows humor when I'm this angry, cuz that might get me banned off YouTube for actual reasons. I have extreme anger problems that are deep-seated in psychological issues that I refuse to get medicated for. So if I said what I really feel, there might be cops at my door. So I'm not planning on that. But what I will say is I hope they fucking lose everything, right? Um, yeah, right? Mad Warrior says, laughing my ass off. They banned you for saying fuck. How adult is that, right? It's funny because you're told that this is adult language, that no children present, right? And then you're told it's juvenile to speak this way when you're an adult. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, I don't... These thoughts are always in my head, Mad Warrior. It's not a matter of needing to talk to somebody. I've got hundreds of voices in my head that I talk about this with on a regular basis. Honestly, like the workouts, the martial arts training that I used to do and getting slowly back into, that sort of thing, learning about various ways to make explosives and poisons. That's my way of dealing with my psychological malady, and it's worked so far. I haven't killed anybody yet. So anyway, back to the general subjects. That is, unless there's comments on my Twitter, which there might be. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the next subject, which is conservatives mad at a book and basically trying to censor that too. And they're mad at a book, so they're boycotting a whole bookstore. Barnes and Noble, I guess, has a book out there called If You Give a Pig the White House. And it's a fake children's book aimed at adults. It's not designed to be read to or understood by children. It's designed to imitate If You Give a Pig a Pancake. Which, whatever, derivative, but it's basically a book meme. It's basically just trying to continue along the same lines of an existing work for the time length of an entire book. And it's not a bad thing. It's just mildly insulting to the president in a cartoon format. There are much worse things, like, and I'm going to get into that coming up here shortly. But I wanna get this subject nailed down because it's fucking hilarious to me. That that people are literally calling for hashtag boycott Barnes and Noble because of one fucking book. So I'm going to make a full video on this, and I'm basically going to give people a bunch of other anti-Trump shit to buy at Barnes and Noble. But this is my tweet about it to give you an idea of how I responded. I said, fuck, boycott Barnes and Noble is a thing, and it has to be the most concave skulled thing I've ever seen. It's a bookstore. There's so many books there, and not all of them have to conform to your stupid biases. If opinion variety bothers you, don't ever speak. Mental midgets. Now, there were people who thought that I was being harsh, but this is what I saw when I went to the tag itself. And like it changes the sort order of your tags when you like and retweet things. So note that until you see the likes and retweets stop, that's not how it represents the hashtag. Um, this is what it is. It's it's nothing but just so these are the people that I've liked, except like that one. There's just so many people trying to boycott a full-on fucking bookstore. Ooh, I can't do it. And it's never being sold in the kids section. There are plenty of people lying who say it is. It's it's being marketed to and sold to adults. It's a novelty book for people who want to laugh at a president. Uh, and most of the people are just triggered and melting. They're very very snowflakey conservatives. And fucking hashtag like fucking watermarking their fucking images with their URLs so that you can permanently see which stupid bitch decided that this was a good idea. Um, so I just with the conservatives last week who fucking decided that they were going to retweet a woman accusing me of plagiarism before the piece in question even the fuck came out. To this, if you think there aren't just conservative like NPCs, you're out of the loop, dude. Like you've never lived until you've pissed off a conservative horde of dumb cunts. And this is just a great example of people doing that. So basically, and by the way, just reflecting on censorship, you gotta love how all these tweets, which were less than mine, and let me open this up here, because I'm gonna show these links, but this is my tweet right here, 59 retweets, 230 likes, but I'm below people with like 1 and 3, 0 and 1, 1 and 1. And I'm below all these people, and typically below them in top for other people. That's not a sign of censorship. No, that's not a sign that Twitter prioritizes everybody else's tweets but mine, even in the top section when I basically have the most popular tweet on the subject. Like, nah, that's not an example of Twitter censoring me. No, I'm not being targeted at all by these mega corporations. I have no reason to be upset. Just that tiny bit of salt in this dish. But all these people getting angry at an entire bookstore which sells books written by Trump, sells pro-Trump books written by fucking Shapiro and shit, sells a huge variety of opinion, and once they sell one book that these people don't like, suddenly it's open season. So I fucking posted this set of links because I thought it was funny that they were being bitches about this book. I said, by the way, if you want to support my content and buy the book that's making thousands of conservatives boycott Barnes & Noble in a fit of flake-melting rage, this is it. And you can laugh your ass off at the reviews, too. Lots of conservative tears. And I also posted, while you're there, you can pick up OTEP's Cult 45, American Horror Stories Cult, and Joshua Green's Devil's Bargain, and realize they've been selling anti-Trump stuff since forever, and this is all stupid. It's so fucking asinine. It's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb. But somehow, because they're conservatives, they're not liberal NPC snowflake. They're just, proud MAGA, standing for the country. I can't stop laughing at these people. Um, but that aside, because Trumpers are being censored right now in the form of the Nickelback thing and all the takedowns that have occurred. So I can't say that they don't know what it's like, but that means you shouldn't do it. Not that you shouldn't not that you should fucking try to censor a whole ass bookstore because they have one book you don't like. That's not how knowledge works. That's how fucking censorship happens. That's how you get an Orwellian dictatorship where the only opinions allowed are the ones Trump endorses. You fucking retards. Um, I just, it's so fucking, it's funny, but I wish it was just satire because this is what the country is turning into. It's turning into one mob versus another mob, and it doesn't matter who's right. It just matters who's got more people on their side, and that's just so stupid. But let me get to the chat. Okay, all right. We got some breaking news, maybe. Okay, so the only person who says Hillary Clinton is running is Bannon. So maybe she is. It wouldn't surprise me if the old hag wants to have another go riding the witch broom, but she's not running yet. So let's just be very clear on that. She's not running yet. Um. Anyway, so Teespring is snowflaking about the word fuck. Um, because that's the only word that's in the shirt that they claimed was a content violation. Uh, Trump supporters are snowflaking over a book. And Blizzard is snowflaking. Like the deadass video game company is snowflaking over a gamer posting his support for the Hong Kong protesters. So let me just read this. I'm just going to pull open this asinine. I can't remotely imagine being this naive to think that this would be a good business move in the long run. But apparently, all they needed to do is hear this one guy say that he was in support of Hong Kong, you know, forward the revolution or something like that in a gas mask, uh, and and disabling comments, of course, as Rod here says. Um, all they needed is that to steal somebody's prize money and to I'm reading this right now. Philly is correct on this. You know, "Fuck you, Blizzard" is a good title, but it wasn't the title. He called them cowards, which they are. I just there are so many examples of things that they could be censoring people over, but they're censoring people because this guy, and not just this guy, but the two hosts that were playing his video at the time, who were just sort of there, while he made his statements, uh, disabling uh, this guy's fucking participation in tournaments, I guess, and rescinding prize money over that, right? I don't know. This is how things are turning. It's just turning into, can I get censored by a big corporation today? That's what ideas are these days. I like All they did was say like a couple things, and they claimed that he was incensing a large group of people. So I guess if you want to be an official Blizzard gamer, you have to fucking just like walk on eggshells everywhere, and not offend anyone about anything ever. So if you want to get your next Blizzard gamer censored, feel free to just feel free to say that you're just offended en masse, because I guess that's all it takes. Just a large group of people saying this offends me, and Blizzard will steal a guy's prize money. Um, and that's not all. Like apparently the NBA like issued an apology because some of their players were standing in support of Hong Kong, and they forced the players to apologize or something, so that they could continue playing in China. And that's why Blizzard banned this guy from tournaments for a year and stole his prize money because he he said something negative about one of their big business areas. So Blizzard cares more about money than they do about human rights abuses. That's fucking clear. And they also don't seem to give a shit about reason or ethics or decency or standing by their players against a hate mob. Because that's all this is. It's just a hate mob coming after one guy until they fucking cancel him. This is cancel culture. That's why in the first time, I think ever, I agree with an entire disagree with an entire video posted by Cody Johnston at Some More News, where he said there's no cancel culture because the celebrities that talk about it the most are still successful. They're not canceled. Like he even included Louis C.K. But that's not what cancel culture is. And not everybody is a celebrity who can just, get away with shit. Not everybody has that big ass cushy money security, right? Not everybody's Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart or Louis C.K. Some people are like the guy, forget his name already, but the guy who fucking got Anheuser-Busch to help him donate money to a children's hospital. And then fucking but Anheuser-Busch cut ties with him because of old tweets that somebody found. And that somebody that found it was later fired from their fucking journalism position because of their old racist tweets. So cancel culture damn well does exist. This guy literally just got canceled for a year. He just got canceled for a year by a big ass mega corporation and had his money stolen from him for supporting Hong Kong over China. It does exist, Cody. If you ever watch this for some reason, which I doubt you will, because there are so many bombarding requests you probably get for people to watch X content. But if you ever do, this is my response. Cancel culture is definitely real. I could list hundreds of examples of people who have been either attempted or successfully canceled because they don't have the money and resources to come back. They don't have the social capital. Like for somebody in basically leftist tube, to insinuate that social capital isn't a relevant part of the cancellation process is asinine. Like there was that game developer who committed suicide because he was canceled by Zoe Quinn and her cadre of crooks. And after the torrent of abuse and after being fired from his position at a game company he worked hard on, he killed himself because his reputation, his friends, family, his business, everything he stood for seemed to pull out from under him like a rug. And that's cancellation. That's permanent cancellation. That's bullying somebody into suicide, which if you ask the same feminists who support Zoe Quinn, they're against bullying normally, right? But it's totally fine to bully somebody into suicide. It's totally fine to be mean and cruel as long as the victim is a man, right? Me too, hashtag believe every woman because none of them could be lying. I'm extremely angry. There's so much that's pissing me off, and like I'm tired of it. I don't like the fact that these people can get away with what they do. And what they do is ruin lives. That's it. These mega corporations ruin lives. Anyway, let me check the chat. Got 8 concurrent viewers. Hello to you, all of you. Thank you for the 2 likes. If you're one of the 8 concurrent viewers who likes what you're hearing, feel free to throw me a like and a sub if you haven't already. So what's your shirt look like? I'm not going to post it yet because somebody might take the design for themselves. I considered doing that, but I've been very careful not to because my decision associated with that consideration was basically that this is somebody else's design they want in my shop. And, yeah. So, you know, no matter what, I'm going to post it somewhere. No matter what, I'm going to make money off of it, and so is this other person. It might be Redbubble, it might be something else. I'm going to see if Teespring can stop fucking lying for 2 minutes so that they can, you know, do the right thing and reinstate my design. Because I'm not changing a goddamn thing about that design. There's nothing wrong with it. They have tons of shirts with the word fuck on it, and that's the only part in their list that's a problem. You should be able to have a shirt that says fuck Nazis on Teespring. I don't think I'm insane for thinking that. Anyway, all of this aside, let's talk about some other subjects related to this. I'm tired. I've been sick. I've been still dealing with a bunch of shit. I'm abnormally fatigued, and I had like 600 milligrams of caffeine within the past 4 hours. So I should be great right now, but just that and the fact that I'm angry just drained. So if I seem tired, that's why. I'm just tired of fucking dumb people being dumb. And that's clearly what so many people are. But like all that out of the side, I figure this is a good time to mention that PG&E has issued a warning of a rolling blackout. Now, this has actually happened many fucking times before. And the fact that so many people are acting like, oh, California's a third world country because of this, when PG&E only affects like a percentage of California, not most of it, not all of it, and when rolling blackouts happen all over the fucking country many times a year, like, oh yeah, this is so exclusive, this is so new. This is the news related to it. I'm reading it off the San Francisco Chronicle. Scores of Northern California. Fuck you, by the way. That's like Middle California. I used to live in Eureka. I get real like irritated when people call San Francisco Northern California. There is zero reason to do that as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, rant over. Residents are preparing to lose power for multiple days this week because the company that provides their electricity chose to shut down its infrastructure so it doesn't start yet another catastrophic wildfire during high winds and low humidity. And the forced outages could last long after the dangerous weather passes in some cases because Pacific Gas and Electric Company says restoring its system is not as simple as flipping a switch. Every mile of power line must be first visually inspected from the air or ground through vehicle or foot patrols according to PG&E. Crews need to see if the intense winds that made PG&E turn off the power caused any damage that could start a fire when the electricity comes back on. That could be a tree or a branch that fell on a power line or a piece of tower that broke during high winds, all of which has happened with PG&E equipment before. So basically, they're doing a rolling blackout. They're doing a rolling blackout. All right. Local officials are taking the message seriously, warning residents to be ready for a power outage lasting 5 days or more. Like, yeah, fuck PG&E, because they should be responsible enough to not require something like this. But the fact that they aren't isn't actually relevant to whether or not California is a, quote, third world country. So I just thought I'd bring that up. If you're in California, because I know, like, California gets a huge amount of news pretty regularly. If you're in California, you know, I hope you've got enough that could last you a few days, and I hope that you've got maybe a generator or something. You know, shit's gonna need to happen occasionally. Like, everybody acts like all this stuff is just gonna always be on, always be available. Use this as an opportunity to learn how long you can survive without power. Because if it's 0 hours, if the power turns off and immediately you just huddle in a corner crying, don't expect any sympathy from anyone. There's zero reason. People should expect these sorts of situations, you know? Especially if PG&E ever gets their fucking head out of their ass and closes the Diablo Canyon power plant, which is extremely rickety and very dangerous to most of the world. You know, I mean, there might need to be some significant power outages then. Sometimes you gotta restart your computer, you know? Sometimes it's not just as simple as doing a thing. You've got to, like, prepare for that thing to be done. You've got to make sure that people can survive long term, so you prevent something from happening short term. Now, yeah, there could be better solutions to this, like clearing the underbrush, like people becoming volunteer firefighters. But let's be very fucking clear that this is unnecessary. The PG&E doesn't need to do this, but it still happens all over the country. Many times. Rolling blackouts are not fucking new. And anybody who claims they are, Google them. But anyway, all that aside, I just thought I'd give that warning to my people in California. Shake myself awake a little. I still have some leftover pre-workout. I'm gonna fucking get some of that in my system while I hit the next link. So, more Botham Jean news. Or John. I've been hearing it pronounced different ways, so I'm going to say John, because that actually makes more sense. The news is that the Dallas Police Department said they've issued warrants for 2 suspects in the murder of Joshua Brown, a key witness in the Amber Geiger trial. The 3rd suspect is in the hospital after police say Brown shot him during a drug deal. So, that's the basic news here. They've got 2 people because the guy who was a key witness in the Botham Jean trial, he fucking got shot in the mouth and the back. Which seems very suspicious for a random street killing. Like, you know, I'm gonna specifically shoot you in the mouth, not like I'm trying to silence you or anything. Anyway, he was shot a short bit after the investigation was over. Well, the trial was over, and now he has a brand new investigation. So they're sending cops out. They found a couple suspects. We'll see what that leads. But then there's this other news, which, you know, should surprise nobody. And this is related to the same witness. Witness in Amber Geiger murder trial case found shot dead in Dallas. Police seek a motive in the killing of Joshua Brown, who testified against a white police officer who murdered her black neighbor, Botham Jean. So this is sad, right? But you want to know what's more sad? Oh, Fuck, I loaded up a CBS thing. I keep forgetting that their site always crashes on me for some reason. Whatever. Amber is seeking an appeal. She's seeking an appeal because I guess getting the lightest possible sentence off of murdering a man in cold blood isn't good enough. She needs to now appeal the entire trial because it wasn't fair or something. Because she murdered somebody from outside their apartment, came in and shot them, whatever. This is too harsh. 10 years when it could have been 99 is too harsh. So let's appeal that. I don't know. I'm extremely angry with the situation. I wanted to read something from CBS, but the page won't load. Oh, I got another message from Teespring just now. They weren't able to find any emails from you in their queue, but someone has reached out to give you more information. Sorry again for the trouble with that. If there's anything further we can help you with in the meantime, just let us know. I didn't send an email. I used their fucking form that you can fill out to file a counterclaim. They said if my browser didn't allow that, then I could file and send an email. But I used their automated system. And I guess they don't. It makes no sense to me that wouldn't already be a thing. So I'm gonna follow up with that later this evening, because that's bullshit. That is utter trash. Fuck you, Teespring. Anyway, all of that aside. I'm gonna get to the other subjects. There might be some things that I have to leave off. Like, I think I'm gonna have to leave off the whole last discussion I was gonna have about the alt-right, because, like, I can do that tomorrow, and there's just so much frustration already here. And I've got shit that I need to take care of. I didn't expect Teespring to respond right before I streamed. That's, I don't know. I'd say it was suspicious, but that's not really true. I don't know. Yeah, so I'll go over the alt-right thing tomorrow. If you were expecting that today, sorry, but I'm gonna go over two other things, and that is, first off, just a quick shot. Lindsey Graham saying the Obama libertarian foreign policy does not make America safe. If ignoring radical Islam made America safe, there would not have been a 9/11. No matter what President Trump is saying about his decision, it's exactly what President Obama did in Iraq, with even more disastrous consequences for our national security. Unlike President Obama, I hope President Trump will reassess and take sound military advice. Because I'm smart. I'm the smartest of smart. I am Lindsey Graham, and there's no reason to disagree with me or say I'm full of shit. So my tweet to him was relatively simple. All I said was, hey Lindsey, eat a Snickers. You say stupid shit when you're hungry. Nothing Obama ever did was libertarian, and the libertarian thing to do would be to stop arming radicals to artificially inflate terror threats and have a ton of wars for profit. And Obama was the drone king. There was zero about Obama's foreign policy that was a libertarian choice. In fact, he was hawkish as fuck. If you listen to Abby Martin, which you goddamn should, she's fantastic, you can hear a shit ton on why Obama is not the dove candidate everybody claims he was. Obama was a war hawk. He was practically a neocon / neolib, depending on the mood he was in that day, depending on whether he got a birdie or an eagle in golf. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that he had a kill list of Americans. He was violating constitutional rights. He assassinated two of them, Anwar and Abdul Rahman al-Awlaki, for speech crimes, thought crimes. He had them drone struck in the same instance. He was not a libertarian in any sense of the word. He deported more immigrants than any other president. He was a hawk. He was massively into spending. His Obamacare thing was an affront to charity and forced people to enroll. He was not a libertarian. Lindsey Graham needs to stop talking forever, ideally as soon as possible, so that he doesn't continue to bring yet more unneeded stupid into the world. Um, like the stupid of this fucking guy who got offended because I didn't just take his bullshit about Barnes and Noble boycott thing. There are just so many stupid people in the world. Like we could live without Lindsey Graham calling Obama a libertarian. That would be really fucking good, I think. And then just one last thing. Giovanni Leafdis Morgan is still here. So if you want an account to report, if you want somebody that needs to be off Twitter because they're supporting the victimization of children, feel free to make it this person, because holy fucking shit, is this a good target? Um, just look at it. I'm just gonna silently move this around, let you see it. Just look at this. Okay, that's it. My patience has been used. From now on, spelled incorrectly because they're stupid. That's one part. I will fight a verbal war against anti-contact ideology itself and end all possible cooperation with them. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a pedophile. They're pro-contact. They think some sexual activity should happen from the start, and a lot of it could happen way pre-pubescent as long as it's just licking or rubbing. They're scum. Find anything you can. Get them off Twitter. I don't care. They're trying to promote the victimization of children. They're trying to help people who actively victimize children because kids can enjoy it and therefore they can consent. Just asinine bullshit, piece of garbage. That's what that person is. Anyway, I'm gonna check the chat. Is if I can fucking find the chat. Yeah, there we go. Suspects equals scapegoats. Yes, I agree. I think they're probably not real. But Troll says, I'm only on my 4th pot so far today. So long as I'm not plus 9,000, I'll be fine. Yeah, I used to have 4,000 milligrams a day, and then that started to fuck with me a little, so I slowed down. Lots and lots of talk about coffee, caffeine. If they weren't head and ass, they wouldn't be leftists. I don't remember what that subject was. You'll have to read Dangerous Plants. Plants are dangerous. Oh. See, no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that particular plant sucks. Not that all nuclear power is bad. So, no, that's not what I was saying at all. Cold Highway says, okay, so Troll says, so theoretically they won't do a fuck Redbubble shirt. Probably not. I mean, like, if that's the case, if they're being honest. Cold Highway says, it's funny how we're hearing that Brown was some sort of drug dealer now that he's dead, yet Geiger's legal team or any blue bootlicker couldn't find a thing to discredit him beforehand. And then, yes, that's accurate, definitely. Obama was Bush 3, that's Troll with a purpose. There are people on right who still think Obama was a peacenik. It's hilarious. Guess all those dead people in the countries he bombed didn't exist. That's from Cold Highway. Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the power plant is Diablo Nuclear Power Plant. It's reputed to be in extreme disrepair. It's headed for a decommission coming up here shortly because it's in disrepair, and it can't get decommissioned fast enough as far as I'm concerned. You know? I want to see it get lost, right? So, I'll have to respond to that person a little later. Um, So I don't like the idea of a rickety nuclear power plant right there next to the water where steam could carry nuclear particles into the atmosphere very quickly and easily. I don't think that makes me a bad guy. I don't think that makes me a leftist either. I don't think that makes me a part of the problem. In fact, I think it makes me part of the solution. The fact that this exists as a problem, the fact that I can be accurate in saying the things I just said, definitely look into those things, because if that bursts because of an earthquake that's significantly harsher than the recent ones near Ridgecrest, there's going to be some problems with that plant because it's right near the fault line. It's way too close to it, and it's right there on the ocean, which means that it won't just bleed into the ground if it does melt down. It'll bleed into the actual fucking ocean with an unlimited supply of water to just sort of steam up into the atmosphere with tons of radioactive particles in it. That's my fucking problem with this thing, and not the least of which it's the rickety containment units that might result in a meltdown to begin with. I mean, meltdowns also have the potential for explosion, and I don't like the thought of my family and friends being that close to a potential nuclear explosion, nor do I like them being that close to steam clouds of nuclear waste. Somehow that bothers me. So that's why I don't like the Diablo power plant, and that's why I hope it gets decommissioned as soon as possible. But that's PG&E. That's the only reason I brought that up, because they own that. So maybe they're getting ready for, the new power season where they won't be able to rely on that rickety plant. If that's the case, I definitely co-sign their choice. Anything to get that dangerous piece of trash off the fucking face of the planet, I'm okay with very few exceptions. And of course, ethical exceptions like if you push this button, Diablo goes down, but 2,000 orphans die. Nope. But that's not what's under discussion here. So let's be very specific. That plant should go down, and I do not regret making that statement. Um, anyway, I'm gonna go into the alt-right thing tomorrow because I've basically spent my energy. Fucking, I still have shit that I need to take care of. So expect a stream at around 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Actually, then, because nothing's going to get in the way of me actually being on time at that point, with any luck. Anyway, if you like this, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Anytime you support one of the sponsors in the description, you support me. If you decide you want to keep this on the road, feel free to donate via PayPal or Patreon. Any of the ways in the description will help me greatly. Thank you. Smash the state.